and we're starting now because it's 7 o'clock. Let's hope that everyone who's not here yet will join us. I'll turn my camera on. If anyone has problems with having microphone and camera on, again, please type it in the chat. Should be able to hear me and see me now. Hello, everyone. It's great to have you here in our first meeting. And I'm going to explain you main aims of this meeting first, and then we're going to start with the contents. And great to have you, Fabian. So this is our first meeting, and the course theme, as well as the main results, is a created eTwinning project. And you are going to have a chance to both find new partners and find out new information about creating eTwinning projects during the course. For this meeting, the main aims are actually to get introduced with the course format, content, and each other. And we are also going to try out the main tools that we're going to use throughout the course, and I hope that everything works well for all of you. And if we talk about the whole course, and the main aim and the result that we are that we want to reach is for each of you to get known with each other and find partners and create a plan for an actual eTwinning project that you would want and carry out after the course. And we have 7 main aims. First of all, we're going to talk about eTwinning project benefits. Then you'll be able to choose your project teams according to what your students need, as well as find partners for your project. Then we're going to plan the outcomes for your project, as well as steps in order to reach them. You will be able to plan project activities and schedule. And for the activities, we'll also look through the tools that might be used to carry out online projects. We are going to talk a little bit about project platforms, and especially about TwinSpace platform that we're also using during this course, so that you would get acquainted with it if you haven't yet. And we are also going to work with international project evaluation criteria, so you'll be able to evaluate your own projects at the end. So this is the whole big picture about the course. And we're starting with this introduction meeting. So as I said, the first aim of today is to get known with each other. So I'm going to tell a little bit about our support team. This idea of this course comes from Latvia. And we've also already had 2 online courses for teachers, and the results have been great. So we hope this is going to work in an international level as well as it did in a national level. And we are going to have 2 Latvian ambassadors who are going to organize the course as well as give you feedback on the tasks that you've done. But we also have eTwinning ambassadors from France, Denmark, and for the most of the meetings, we'll have eTwinning NSS joining us as well. So there will be plenty of people to help you with planning your project, as well as sharing good practice and giving you feedback. Then shortly about the course format, and I promise you I'm going to talk most in the first meeting, because you will have to do a lot in these webinars to be actively involved and plan your project. So first of all, I already sent you an email and said that it's crucial that you have joined our TwinSpace, because most of the activities we're going to do are going to be on TwinSpace, and all of the course materials are going to be available in TwinSpace for you at any time. So if there are any problems for you joining TwinSpace, please write Lena or write in chat, and people will react and help you. Also, we are going to use AnyMeeting as our conferencing tool for all the meetings. We chose this tool because it's free to use. Therefore, it's available for you to use with your international projects. And it also has well, I would say all of the options that you would like to have in a conferencing tool. We are going to use Google Documents a lot for collaborating during the meetings. Those are also free of charge, and all of the tools that we've chosen this course are free of charge. So you can use them in your own practice without any additional costs. We're going to use TwinSpace Forums as well as other ICT tools. And after third meeting, you will have your groups. And during our meetings in AnyMeeting, you could, for instance, choose to use Skype or any other conference tool to talk in your group. But we're going to get to that in third meeting. You're going to have lots of practical work, both individual and group work, and you'll see it in this meeting as well, just a little bit later. And we are going to start with as little information and as little amount as we can, so that it was easier for you to get acquainted with all the tools. But if we do well, and if I see that you want more, we will add more tools and more information and tasks in the meetings. But we'll see how it goes. So first of all, I would like to tell you a little bit more about AnyMeeting and what you see here. I have a print screen here of what you should be able to see on AnyMeeting. And I'm not going to share screens at the moment, but you can do that in AnyMeeting. I'm not going to do it since some of us might have a slower internet connection, and that might cause problems with hearing or seeing me. So I'm going to use this print screen for that. And I've written about the main options that are available for presenter. Some of them are also available for attendees. So you can see all the list of attendance on the left side. Under that, you can see the chat. And if you try chatting, you'll see that you can both use chat to talk with everyone, or you can write individual messages. Also, if in case you have to talk and your microphone isn't working, then at the top of the AnyMeeting screen, you'll see microphone, camera. You can both turn them on and off there, check if they're working or not and why. As I mentioned, you can share presentations, which I'm doing. You can also share your screen if all the participants have good internet connection. And there's also a mood button. If you'd look at the top of your AnyMeeting screen, you'd see a little human figure there, which is my mood. And we're going to use that soon, so mind it. And for this meeting, I'm the only one talking, but at the last meeting, you'll have to present your projects to others, and you will have a chance to talk and try it out as well. So these are the main options that AnyMeeting offers. Yeah, I'm not reading the chat. I'm not answering it yet, but I will at some point. I looked at it right now, but I'm gonna answer it during this meeting. Okay, so your first task And I see Inessa has already done it. If you please find the mood button and vote. If you understood any meeting options, then vote thumbs up. Thumbs up. If you didn't understand the meeting options, then vote thumbs down. Okay? And if you have a question, then use raise your hand. Sitting like a little bit weird. I see a lot of thumbs up there. Great. Great. Viva has Sylvie has a question. Sylvie, please type your question in the chat so that I can answer it, okay? Everyone who has a question, please type it in the chat. There are still some people who haven't voted. Everyone, please vote now. If you understood everything about any meeting, thumbs up. If you have a question, raise your hand. Oh, it's not a question about any meeting. Oh, NSS are the people who are leading eTwinning program in each country. Like for instance, today we have Baiba, who is Latvian NSS, who's from Latvian NSS team. Yeah. Thank you, Sylvie. Great. So we have Daiga from Valmiera. Please try to find your mood button at the top of your screen and vote, so we see that you heard everything, you understand. Okay, Sophie, if you could just clarify what doesn't work, and Lily might help, try to help you. Sarmita, Nelia, Natalia, Lilita, please find your mood button at the top of your screen. We'll wait for a little bit for others, and it's great that the rest of you did it so quickly. I'm impressed positively. Thanks, Baiba. Just in the chat. Oh, great to have so nice colleagues. Okay. I don't see any more questions from the ones who have voted. Oh, Sarmita has a question and Daiga has a question. Please type your questions in the chat so that we can answer. It's great to have your votes. Great. Lilita, Natalia, and Nelia, please try to find your My Mood button at the top of your screen. Yeah, if you try to press them in presentation, it won't work because they're in presentation for you to understand how they look. Great point, Lena. Thanks. Okay, almost everyone has voted. So, Lena, it would be great if you could talk to Lilith and Natalia, find out what went wrong, why they couldn't vote. But we'll go on so that we didn't lose any time. Okay. So the next tool that I'm going to tell you about is TwinSpace. And I know that some of you have already tried out TwinSpace, which you wrote in your course application forms, but some of you haven't. And some of you have probably seen the old TwinSpace, but might not have seen the new TwinSpace yet. So I'm going to tell you about the main options of the TwinSpace. And if you could all just go to open your TwinSpace so that you could look through the options while I'm telling. So open your TwinSpace on the background or new tab. Just please be careful. Don't close any meeting or you won't hear me anymore. So open a new tab in your browser and open TwinSpace. And I'm going to try to share my screen now because there are many options and I would like you to see them while I'm explaining. So you should see my screen in a little bit. And open my TwinSpace on the screen. Pull this away. Okay, so I hope you have your TwinSpace open, and I hope you can follow through with what I'm doing. So first of all, and the most important thing that you'll need to use is Pages. In Pages, there's going to be all the information from every meeting, as well as information about attendance, marking, and your group works during the meetings. And I'm going to show you some of the things here. So if I click on the first meeting in Pages, what I see is the tools and the tasks that we're going to do today. And first of all, there's a link that lets you download the presentation. If you just click on the picture, a download starts and you'll get this presentation and you can go back and pro if you have missed something and need to look at it again. And I would like you to, the ones who are in TwinSpace already, download it right now. The ones who are not yet, there's going to be a task where you have to do that. So there are links to all the tools that we're going to use. There's also a task, and I see Vyra has already done it. Thank you. And there's also meeting evaluation that we're going to do at the end. The rest of the meetings do not have materials yet. We are going to add those materials shortly before the meeting, so that you didn't get confused with the amount of information on TwinSpace. Also, a useful page that we have is ICT 2 page, where you can find information, a short description about all the programs that we're going to use through the course, as well as short video or written explanation on how to use those tools. So you see there's TwinSpace, AnyMeeting, Google Drive. We're going to try out Padlet and Skimmers today. And there are all the links that you need if you want to try it out on your own. Okay. Also, there's a course calendar. In case you forget any dates, then all the dates are here. All the meetings are here. And click through it and check whenever we have to do anything for this course. It's going to be updated for any changes. I already mentioned the journal. In journal, we have the list of all teachers as well as a coordinator team, and there are all the emails. If you ever need to contact anyone about ideas or some questions, you can find their contacts in our journal. Also in journal, you have all the assessments about your home tasks. We are not going to put your names here because it's a confidential information, but you're going to have a code. I'm going to send it to your email individually. And also here, you can see the attendance. So you see which, actually many are here. Some are still missing, but we'll contact them to find out the problem. Maybe it's with the joining or something. So all of the attendance will be visible here. And if you ever have any problems, something's written wrong, you just write to me or Lena and we'll fix it straight away. Okay, so the next thing, pages, and the next thing is forums. If you open the forums, you'll see that we have some forums already there. There will be more forums added during the course. There is one forum that you might want to use. If you have any technical issues, there's a technical support forum, and you have threads about main tools that we use, as well as a thread for other issues. If you have questions about tools outside of the meetings, just type them in here, and we're going to check them out and give some answers. So remember, you can always use your technical support forum. Also, there's a group discussion forum. We might manage to try it out today if everything goes smoothly. And there are right now groups for each country teachers. And there's going to be one little task that you're going to have to carry out. And these group discussions might become very useful. So remember, in forums, you have technical support forum as well as group discussion forums, and there are going to be some other forums that we're going to use. We want to use the chat option right now, but it's there. And if you ever want to chat, if you're online on TwinSpace, you can do it on chat again. There's also a tab for members. You can see all of the members that have joined the project at the moment. And there are going to probably be some more because some people had problems joining the project today. But we're going to fix that, obviously, and they're going to be here as well. Okay. Yes, and two more things that I'm talking about for TwinSpace. In Teacher Bulletin here, you are going to see main information about the course, if there are any changes or some particularly important document added. It's all going to be in Teacher Bulletin here. And we're going to do it, me or Leanna. But there is one place that each of you can use whenever you like, which is our project journal. And we're going to make a sort of diary there. I've added a document that contains the description of course and also the dates of the course, and this, that might come useful. But remember that a project journal is a place where you can actually tell about your emotions, or maybe something that you heard that was very useful for others, or maybe some great idea that you would like to share. So this is basically our common diary where each of you can write whenever you like. And I would suggest to point on the good practices, ideas, and maybe underline some great examples in this diary. Those are the main things that we're going to use for TwinSpace. So shortly, all the main information available in images, all the changes or anything important happening will be added in Teacher Bulletin. Sometimes you're going to use forums for communication, but you can also use those for technical support if you have any questions between the meetings. You can find information about all the members here. And remember, our project journal is a common diary. Whenever you have anything of importance about projects, creating projects, project ideas, you can type it in here. That will be main things about TwinSpace. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now. And I'm going to share the presentation again. Okay. And now I've told you the main things about our TwinSpace. If you could please find your mood button at the top again. And I'm going to clean all the moods right now. So there's nothing there, so that I could see if you understood everything about TwinSpace. please choose your mood. Again, thumbs up if you understand it, thumbs down if you didn't, and question if you have questions. And those who write thumbs down, I see there are 2 people, please write your questions in the chat so that we can help you. Ooh, many questions there. Write them in chat. If I am able to answer them, I will. Not everyone voted again. Please try to find a little tiny button at the top of your screen, which is called My Mood, and choose your mood there. Yes, I have a question here from Emma. Emma, it could be the case that wrote to you about in the email. In case you didn't see the twin space as I did and showed you right now, if you didn't see any information on it, it might be that you have to restart your program and rejoin TwinSpace. And it might fix then, or there is also sometimes when you join TwinSpace, you don't see all the content straight away. It's like 1 to 2 hours for you to see it. So it should be, you should be able to access everything tomorrow, even if the restart doesn't work today. Okay. I'll try to see if there are any questions. Gerchan, I don't see you have voted. Make sure that you don't press on the buttons in the presentation, but look at the top of your screen, actually top right, and you find a button with a human head there, a human head in a profile. If you press on that button, you can choose whether you want to vote thumbs up, thumbs down, I have a question, and there are also speed up, slow down buttons, but we're not using them at the moment. Okay, work now. Work now. You voted, right? Oh, great. Selfie, everything fixed for selfie. Great. I hope it works for you, Cecile, as well. Great, great. I see that it's fixed for all. Great. It sometimes happens. It's good to know to not get stressed or scared or something. Great. We're going very fast right now. Okay. So those who didn't do it yet, and those who just fixed their twin space, your first task is to try and find a page which is called First Meeting Introduction. Open it and then download the presentation by pressing on the presentation picture, or added file picture. Those who still have problems with that, you can try to download it a bit later. Okay. While you are downloading it, I'm going to do a thing that I'm not going to do for the next meetings, since it's the first, and I understand that some of you have problems with seeing TwinSpace. I'm going to email the presentation to everyone, but don't cheat. Those who can access TwinSpace, download it from there, okay? So I'm going to email the presentation to everyone so you can use it. Hmm. There we go. Reply to all. And I'm sending you the presentation to your email. So if anyone hasn't downloaded presentation yet, please check your email. It's going to be there in a second, hopefully. And it's sent. You should receive it any second now. Okay, so the reason why I asked you to download the presentation for this in other meetings is that, first of all, it's very convenient for you to be able to go back or forward the presentation in case there are some interruptions or me talking or you haven't heard something and want to read it again. It's the first thing. So it's very convenient. You can have your own presentation and be the master of your own speed. And the second thing is that sometimes if you use the links that you see on the presentation that I share on the screen, sometimes if you click on the links, they don't work correctly. And I don't know why. On some computers, there's no problem. On some computers, there's a problem. So I suggest you to have the presentation downloaded at all times. So you can just click on all the links and copy them or put them in your browser and open there so that there would be no problems. Therefore, for this meeting and all the other meetings, please be sure that download the presentation and have it opened when we start. I can just feel all the excitement from the chat. I'm not looking at it because I don't want to be distracted, but it seems very exciting. Liana, be sure to text me anything that's important and that I have to take in consideration. And thank you. Okay, so I hope all of you have the presentation. If you don't, check your email, it's there, and get it from there if it's easier for you. But be sure to download the presentations for all the rest of the meeting. And now we're down to the first task. And well, actually you had to vote, so technically it's not the first task, but this is the first task where there's going to be a result that all of us will see. And your first task is to find a Padlet wall in TwinSpace for meeting. And the Padlet wall has a distinctive train on it. You know when you see it, no. And your first task is to think about a wish that you would like to wish for other participants during the course, and add the wish to our wish wall. And let's hope all of them come true. So I give you 10 minutes time. If we manage it sooner, great. But in 10 minutes, we end it. Find the Padlet wall with a distinctive train on it. Click on it twice and leave your wish for others during the course. I'll share my screen and open it so that you can see it on my screen as well. And remember, there's always chat, and there's Lena. She's the wizard with technical issues. She makes them go away. Okay. In a second, you'll see my screen. And I'm just showing in case you lost in our twin space, which is totally new to you. Just follow me carefully. Open the page, first meeting, introduction. And if you scroll a little bit down, there is a Padlet wall. And I see that there are already many wishes from you. Just double click anywhere and add your wish. As you see, we have been very attentive as well and already added our wishes in our meetings that we had before this course. Okay, that's it. I'm making myself scarce. I'm turning my microphone off. And all of you should be in the train wall now and think about the wishes. I'll be back in 4 minutes when the time runs out. And the ones. I see some of you still adding some wishes. Those who've added the wishes have the opportunity to read all the other ones, which I'm doing now. It's fun. I see all those wishes coming up as well. Great. Okay. Those of you who are still finishing, finish your wish. Use your 1 ear for listen to me, because I'm going to talk about the next task and next tool. There we go. Sharing the presentation. And you can see that Barb and Lena are still helping you in the chat. So, and see that all of you haven't added the wish. Just write down your problems and they'll make them go away and you'll be able to add your wish. But leave your 1 ear to listening to me because I'm going to talk about the next task now because many of us have already finished. So the next tool that I'm going to shortly introduce you to is called funny. It's called Sticky News. And Sticky News is a tool that allows you to vote, to make polls and vote for them. And it's very easy to use and it might be useful in many project ideas. So we're going to try it out today and in some other meetings as well. So main things you should know about Sticky News. When you will open the link, you're going to have in the next task, you'll see a screen like this, where you will have opportunity to vote, add new information with the typing screen at the top and the blue button add at the side. And you can also vote for other ideas by clicking on the blue buttons with vote written on them. If you want to, you can also add comments to your votes. And for the information to be saved, you have to press the button I'm done. So that's it. Those are the main things for Sticky News. Just checking. Okay. Nothing that I have to stop for. I told you main things about sticky moves. Please vote now before we go to the task so that we see if you understood it. So mainly, top, you have a screen where you can write text, and you can press the blue button Add to add new information. On the left side, you have the blue buttons with Vote written on them to vote. By pressing those, you vote for information. And you can add any comments on the button. So I have 2 thumbs down from Emma and Galina. Please write your questions in the chat. And if you don't write your questions, I can't answer them. Okay? Type your questions in the chat, in the enemy chat. Oh, where is the sticky moves? You'll see it in a second. I just showed you the tool before we try it out, but I'll give you the link. I'll give you the link in a second. So we have like some thumbs down. Great. There's the answer. Okay. Well, I hope the rest of you who haven't evaluated yet will be able to use it, but it's very intuitive, so you should have no problem. Okay, so the task and the link is, you know, we're going to be together for like 3 months. It's a lot of time, and we're probably going to evolve some sort of online community. And for our online community to be the way we want it to be, we should have some values. So with the sticky moves, which is a voting tool, and a ranking tool as well, I've made us vote in some values that I find very important, but each of you probably have your own views about most important values in any communities. If you could just think of 1, maybe 2 values that you find crucial and that are not yet in the sticky moves, use the typing screen at the top, write in your value, press the button Add, and then look through all values and vote for 5 values that you find most important. We will make a list of 5 values that are most important for you, and we are going to stick to those during the 3 months that we spend together in this course, or at least every second week on Thursdays. Okay? So there's the link to Sticky Moves at the bottom here. If it doesn't open, if you press it here, then just use the presentation you downloaded. It will ask you to enter your name and email. You only have to enter your name, to be precise. And then you'll see the screen that I showed you before. Your first task is to add 1, maybe 2 values that are not there yet, but that you find very important. And your second task is to vote for 5 values that are already there that you find the most important. And you have 10 minutes to do this. Okay? So in 10 minutes, I'll be back and we'll have the list of our 5 values that I'll add to our space afterwards. I'm turning my microphone off so that you can focus. If you have any problems or questions, just type them in the chat, okay? And we're going to answer them. All of you should be in Sticky Moves now, thinking about the online community values that you find most important. And I'm turning my sound off so you can think. And we also have on the top, we have self-confidence. Self-confidence. And I think that sometimes it has a little bit of, a bad ring to it, but I don't think it's bad at all. Because it's very important to be self-confident, to be high achievers, and actually to be supportive. I will make a list of those 5 things. And if anyone's still adding anything, and if you think, and if it's going to be changed after this meeting, I will take it in consideration. That meanwhile, those are the 5 things that we've chosen as the most important for this online community. Great. And you know what? I had an extra activity for this meeting, and I thought that maybe we'll have too many problems because it's the first meeting and we might not be able to do it, but we have enough time to try and do it, and we will. So I'm shortly going to explain about the tool that we're going to use, and then you have a task again that you have to carry out. So I mentioned at the beginning that we're going to use Google Documents a lot for collaboration during the meetings. And I suppose that some of you have already tried it out. It's also free, and you can make different documents similar to Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and also voting tools in Google Documents. And for the task today, you are going to have to try out using Google Presentation. And therefore, I'm going to shortly explain about the main things that you have to know to use Google Presentation. It looks very similar to PowerPoint, and I suppose most of you probably use PowerPoint every day. But the options are a little bit mixed up, so you have to search for them if you want to enhance the text or pictures or anything. But mainly, to add the content to the presentation, you just have to click at any place you want to type, and it should let you type. Google Documents can be edited by 40 people at the same time, so you can write at the same time, which is a good thing if you want to work online together. You can also leave comments for text or information there, and you can talk to each other through the comments. If you have enough time, you can manage to try out to maybe find options to make your Google presentation slide look nicer. We are going to try other Google Documents out as well during our meetings, but we're going to start with Google Presentation right now. So I'm not telling you about all the tools because I think there's already much information. Good. I will clear the moods now. And please vote again so that I know if you have understood how to use Google Documents. Oh, great. I love seeing all these thumbs up. I mean, you've made my evening. It's great. There's someone who has a question, 2 questions actually. Just type them in the chat. I'll answer them. Okay, great. There's going to be a link in the task. And I have added it on our TwinSpace. Remember, there was a list, a page in TwinSpace where there are all the tools that you can use, and there are links there if you want to try out to make your own Google Documents. But for today, I already made our Google document, so you'll see a link of it soon. Any more questions? No more questions, and so many thumbs up. I mean, it's great. Okay, so your task now is going to be work in groups, except like I think from Denmark, we might only have Ola here. So, so somebody might have to work alone, but the rest of you, it's a group work. And to talk with others, you have to find the forum that I mentioned. So go to TwinSpace, open forum, and find either Latvian or French teacher forum. Join them. And you can talk in those forums. You can talk about what you want to add to your presentation. You can edit it together afterwards, but you have to have your idea. And the task is described in the presentation. And you have to make a teacher description, because teachers are different in all the countries, like people are different in all the countries. And for us to be able to work together successfully, it would be nice to know what to take in consideration while working with teachers from other countries than our own. Oh, we have 2 people from Denmark. Great. I feel so good now. You also have to go to TwinSpace forums and find a forum for Danish teachers. And I'm going to show you on the screen now, in case anybody hasn't found it yet. So I'm going to share my screen. Share monitor to, there's our values there. And go to TwinSpace, then forums, TwinSpace, forums. And then there's a forum which is called group discussion. You open the forum and you just join. Oh, I see the Danish teachers already have a reply. So there you go. There's only 2 of them and they're the first. Hurry up, everyone else. Latvian teachers join Latvian teachers forum. French teachers join French teachers forum. And Danish teachers join Danish teachers forum. And I'll just open it so you see how it works. And you can type your answers. See, Susanna has written in Danish, so I don't know what she said. I only know the last part. It means and you. But to answer whatever any other person has said, you just type it in the field here and then click save. So again, your task is to go to your forum and with other teachers discuss what describes teachers in your countries. After that, after you've decided on those things, oh my, we already have people starting typing. You have to open the presentation here. And then there's one slide for teachers in Denmark where you write in your strong side, your drawbacks, and the things that other teachers should take in consideration when working with you. The same goes for French teachers, which, as you see, are already typing as I speak. And the same goes for teachers from Latvia. If you have enough time, you can also add pictures. I see that somebody has already done that, which are relevant to the content you're writing. And I give you 10 more minutes for this task. So I'll turn my sound off so you can focus. And if you have problems, I see that some people already did, please write in chat and we'll help you. Okay? I stopped sharing my screen right now and I turned my sound and camera off, but we're still there and we'll answer all your questions in the chat. Oh, we have lots of chat going on here as well to try and help everyone in the chat. Good. So last thing, finish it, and I'm already telling about the next task. So you should look through the other presentation slides and maybe leave a comment or a question. We don't have enough time for you to leave comment everywhere. So just choose one thing that you want to ask or one comment that you want to leave and write it quickly. Not all of you will manage that, but at least look through what others have written and leave your question there. I'm trying to check the moment.
Welcome to any meeting. The meeting is in listen-only mode, and only meeting presenters can be heard.
You are cheating right now. You should have finished and you should have looked through what others have written. Look at the task, it has changed. Those who are still formatting and putting pictures there, please make sure that you read the slides that others have written and leave your questions because I bet you have some questions to leave there. Sorry about the time. Okay, and the last thing, I see that some questions are already there. Those who are still typing, you can finish your question. And the next thing, look through what others have written, commented, and if you can, answer the questions and maybe comment the comments. Okay, so approximately 5 more minutes for that to finish your questions and read through other questions and leave the comments. And it's written here in the slide. To leave a comment, you simply choose the text, then right-click on it. Right-click is the one that you usually don't use. And then press comment. And the little screen will appear where you can leave your comment. And to comment, you just have to write down the comment and then press the button save. And everyone will see it. So 5 more minutes and then we have some last activities for today. Sorry, had some action on that. So I've seen you tried out the chat, yes, in Google Documents. You can also chat. I just added the form so it was easier for you to communicate with your team since you had a slide each of you. And I see that some of you are writing your questions at the bottom where the notes are. I think it was Riva, I saw. You can add comments by simply choosing the text with your mouse, right click, and then comment. And that will make a nice comment, nice little comment bubble on the side. And it's very easy to use to communicate about the content. So, right, we have the descriptions and the things that we should know. And before we go to the last part of the meeting, I would like to say that you've done wonderful. And I know that all of you didn't manage to do all the things yet, but we want a lot from you. So it's understandable that maybe you didn't manage to do everything, but as our experience shows, teachers are able to do all of those things and more by the second and third meeting. So you just need experience. And the good thing about this is that you will have tried out all those tools in activities that you can also offer children or your students if they're older while doing international projects. So from my side, before we go to the last bit of this, you did simply amazing for the first time, and so many things to do at the same time. And even if you didn't manage to do all of this, and even if you had like some things that you got lost in, it's okay. We're going to go through them again and again, and you'll have a chance to learn it. So yeah, that's thank you. I mean, I didn't think that we'll manage the Google document part, but we did, and it's great. Good. And I'm going to tell you about your home task now. So those who are still something in presentation, please listen to me now, even if you're typing, because it's going to be important. So you have a home task of 2 parts now for the next meeting. First of all, you will have to create your TwinSpace profile. And I explained here how to do it. I know that some of you might already have a TwinSpace profile, so your task is just to look through it. Maybe there's some information you want to take out or add. And the questions that I suggest you should answer in your profile is information that's relevant to the project, like subjects that you teach, languages that you speak, your interests, because that might influence the theme of the project, your experience with projects, ICT, and other relevant things. And as a bonus, in my own profile that I've added as an example of how you can do it, I've added like my motto of my life or a quote from a person that I respect, so that others had some sort of picture of how you think or who you are. Okay, so the first part of your home task is to create your profile and add your picture. It's not very hard, but you have to find where to do it and how to do it. And you have to do this until 5th of February, so that others can see your profiles by then, because the next part will be connected with your profiles. So the second part of your home task is to look through profiles of others, and you have to find at least 2 to 3 people that you think you might want to work with in your project. So 2 to 3 people that you might want to work with in your project. And when you found them, when you have found them, you have to type a message at their profile, and I'll show you in a second how to do it, and tell them why you've chosen them as partners. Maybe you have some common interests. Maybe there's some specific information that you find useful for your project, but you have to point it out so that the person with the profile knew who would like to make a project with them. And I'm going to show it shortly, so that you had some inkling of how to do it. So to find your profile, you just have to click on the top right on your name, and if you can just go to your TwinSpace, you can do everything along with me. Click on your name there, and then you have to choose Edit TwinSpace Profile. If I click it, I can add description here, everything that I want to add. And I can add my picture here, and you can see you can browse your computer to upload it, or you can just drag your picture in and then upload. Sometimes it doesn't work, but most of the times it does. So browsing your computer works all the times. And the second thing, you want to find other people. Remember at the beginning when I told about TwinSpace, I said that TwinSpace I want to make this up. The TwinSpace has a list of all the members. So you just go to the members list here, and you can see all the other people that are members of this project. In this list, there are also eTwinning ambassadors and NSS. Those are the people you won't be able to invite as your project partners, or don't comment their profile. But find the people who are teachers. And if you're not sure about those people who are NSS, just go to the journal and see there are all the list of people who are eTwinning ambassadors and NSS and won't be taking part in the course as participants are. So members list, all the members, and you should be able to do the second part of the home task as well. If you have any problems with that, just write me an email and I'll help you out. You have my email from the one that I sent you. And the last thing, I know that I'm 1 minute overdue already. I'm very sorry for that, but I just have one thing left. So I'm going to share my slides again. And the last thing, all the home tasks will be evaluated, and there's the criteria that we're going to use to evaluate them. So you get maximum points for the first part if you have both picture and relevant information added to your profile, and you have maximum points if you've left comments for at least 2 other users and explained in the comments why you would like to get why would you like to make projects for them. So 100% if both of those things are done. And also shortly about the course, I've added this information to our diary as well. But just to point it out, that we give a certificate of completion for all of those people who have 70% and above. And the end percentage is calculated from 40% of home tasks, 30% of your attendance, 20% your end presentation, and 10% of your group work that you evaluate yourselves at the end. So basically, from those 4 things, the end evaluation is made, and it means that, for instance, you might not be able to attend some of the meetings. It's still okay. You can still earn your 70%. Just make sure to do your home tasks. Okay, so that's that. From previous experience, we have all the attendants who actually come to the meetings completing the course, because we're not mean. We want you to complete the course, and we help if there are any problems or questions. And that's about it. And for the first meeting, and I would like you to, there's an address below, I would like you to fill it out, or you can also do it on TwinSpace on first meeting. There's a form. Few questions about the results of the meeting and about any technical issues or issues that you had that we should know. And please fill it out, because we are reading all of them and we are reacting. And if it's needed, we are sending individual answers and help, because we want you all to be able to finish this course, and we want you all to gain the maximum that this course has to offer. So we are reading your evaluation forms, and we are reacting to the things that are written there. And I'm also going to make a sum of what you've written and send you an email taking in consideration those things. Okay? Thank you. I see that you're already, some of you are already running away. So thank you very much. Please fill out the evaluation form and see you in 2 weeks. And it was really great. I'm speechless. I'll celebrate this evening. You were very quick and efficient. Roland, yes, we can. Just yeah, probably. I'm just gonna type it in chat.